What's going on, YouTube? This is Jamil here, and as promised, I am here with a deck profile. I was very hesitant on making this because I wanted to keep my ideas to myself so I can have an edge over other players, even if they're not playing World Chalice, so, you know. But then I come to realize the more representation for World Chalice is the better. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. First off, I'm just gonna start off with just two kaijus or two of any card that you can main deck out to Masterpiece. The worst matchup for this deck is Masterpiece. The deck literally loses to it. If you do not have a main deck out to Masterpiece, don't even play the deck. I'm just gonna say that right there. Now that we got that out of the way, now we can start getting into the monsters. Let's go ahead and just start with 3 Legacy. It's the best card in the deck. It gets you 2 monsters for bigger and better batter combos, especially if you have Venus on the board. It gets you a World Legacy card on the next turn, which we will get another Legacy hand looking thing that looks like a giant hand, but that's, I don't know. Hopefully we can get some more legacy cards that are actually worth playing in the main deck. A lot of people actually believe Lee's are the best card, but the only reason Lee is good is because it's Rhoda, and its only use is just getting us to Legacy. Like, because you just use this to get to the best card in the deck to make a play. I mean, you can send a monster in the extra monster zone to the graveyard in case you are in one of those funky positions to where your board is clogged. And so it's good there. You can dump it with Brilliant Fusion and, you know, Foolish Burial and all that mess. 2 Guard Dragon. I wish I could play 3. But really, I really don't need it in the hand based on the boards I make. You know, I thought I would be able to use it a little bit more, but it's just like, you know, I have Deco Talker, so it's like, yeah. But it extends your plays. I mean, it summons other vanillas from the grave. And then we got our main extender, which is Venus. Venus is just too good, too broken. You know, I mean, there's really not much to say about Venus. On to the win conditions. We're gonna have 3 Christia because special summoning is a win condition, and if you can't special summon, you can't win. That's just how it works, unless you're playing True Dracos. Half the deck is fairy, so I don't see why people aren't playing multiples. I mean, I see some people playing 1. I mean, when I picked up the deck, I immediately threw 2 in. The moment a Proxy Dragon came out, I bumped it up to 3. Other win condition, 2 recovers, because it's a psychic, level 1 tuner that I can summon out with emergency teleport, and it's an earth. Yeah, so, win condition number 2. Next, we're going to go to our bricks. We're going to go the best brick, which is Beckon to summon Emerald, and Earth for Naturia Beasts. Other brick, level 3 Fire Guy. You can also use this in tangent with Gofu, because Gofu's level 5 tuner, so if you want some Sync 8 plays, you can do that. But I play it because it's, you know, it's another brick that you kind of need. I mean, if you already have recover, you just e-telly this out, and yeah, that's why I only play 1. Other bricks, Garnet Lazuli. I would love this to be Obsidian to extend more plays, but don't own one yet. And last of the bricks, Shine Balls. You cannot expect to die this out of the deck and then play Transmodify and summon Venus and start plays. The rest of the cards in the main deck, extenders. Exodius, too good, way too good. After you make your combo, if you have this in hand, keep it in hand, so you can literally reset the whole combo all over again, because you're going to grab Lee to your hand, you're going to summon it, and you're going to search Legacy, and you're going to summon Exodius, shuffle everything else back in, and literally do your combo over again, because either A, Venus is still going to be on the board, or you are going to have another Venus in your hand, and or Transmodify. Either or. So, yeah, that's how you can reset your combos. Other extenders, we're going to go spells, Brilliant Fusion, because it's Brilliant Fusion, Seraphinite, you know, dump light, which would be Lee or Christia or Venus if you need to access Venus. You know, since Lazuli gets extra vanilla for more extension, and Seraphonite gets you an extra normal, and it's an extra body for more links, so extender, extender, extender. 3 transmodify because more extenders. You can unexpected die a shine ball out and transmodify. And you can transmodify Lee, and you can transmodify Legacy. But I'll get into that for a little bit. Speaking of unexpected die, 2 unexpected die. It's because extender. Unexpected die is really, really good in the sense to where it allows you to actually use your Venus to play into other cards, so you can make a ROM and bring it back in case it gets dealt with. Emergency teleport because 3rd recover, extender, summons things from the deck. What's not to like about it? Foolish burial because you can dump your recover or your Christia if you're missing a piece. I wish this was at 2, but it'd be too good. Soul Charge, best spell card in the game. Do be careful about playing this card because you're going to be paying quite a few life points with Venus, and 2, when your opponent tries to break the board, they're going to try and run over Proxy Dragon, so you'll be taking more damage. And so if you need to reset your plays, playing this not only takes away quite a bit of life points from you, but then you might drop yourself a little too low when you're summoning Venus again. And the last of the extenders, White Elephant's Gift, is, I don't know if any of you saw the video of the Unbreakable boards, but if it weren't for this card, I wouldn't have been able to make it. It's just a really good extender. I want to bump it to 3, but I feel like 2 is a perfect number because it's really it's there to just get me out of those weird, awkward situations. And if I do have good presence, it's just extra cards. It's literally a +1 for no reason, and so I like Elephant's Gift for that reason. And also, you can send Gaia Saber for it, so that's fine too. We're going to play 2 Imduke and Link Spider because you don't really need the 3rd Imduke. Really, the only reason you have the 2nd Imduke is to make a bridge for Ib. You know, if you have to bridge. Because generally you don't have to bridge this, but if you do have to bridge this, you now have the 2nd one for when you make so you can use the 2nd one to use your extra normal summon to summon Legacy and go that way. After you have used your Legacy, you really don't need to go into this again because you're not going for extra link combo. It's like, why would I extra link and stop my opponent from summoning from the extra deck when I can just summon Christia and stop them from summoning or specialing altogether? I believe that's just all around better. Link Spider, you need it for when you're getting ready to go into Ngrisu. We're going to play 3 Ibs because even though we have Proxy Dragon, sometimes when you have those funky hands and those funky setups, you're going to want to Ib up at the top and bridge your way into an Aram. And at that point, you're going to need the other 2 Ibs for these spots right here for when you put Ngrisu in the middle so you can still get your draw 3. Arguably the best monster in the extra deck, Ram. He's generally your go-to monster to put in the extra monster zone because he revives the monster and he requires Chalice monsters, which 9 times out of 10 you're using Legacy to go into to start your Wombo combo. Next, we're going to add 2 Proxy Dragons, arguably like the 3rd best extra deck monster in the deck because it protects your board from being board wiped. It's generic as fuck. 2 of any monsters, it can be tokens for all I care, and it's very easy to summon. For you know, if it's in the main monster zone, it's retarded. So, we're gonna play 1 Ningirsu. You don't need 3. If you don't even need 2. If you have to go into more than 1 Ningirsu, there's a problem. There's a problem with your build because all you need is a 1. You're not even really using it to crack your opponent's board half the time, and it's a Scrap Dragon on crack. I mean, if you really want to crack your opponent's board like this, you can You can go Ningirsu, you can sack himself, send a card to your opponent's graveyard, use Aram, bring back Ningirsu, and send and like sack off your Brilliant Fusion, send a card to the graveyard, link with this, and let's say a Shine Ball, because you're gonna have an extra Shine Ball 8 times out of 10, and a Firewall can bring this back to the extra deck, and then you can use Firewall and another monster to just Ningirsu again, send another card. I mean, you can do that. Decode Talker, because every link-based deck needs to play it. It's too good. It negates targeting. So in case you don't have Nat Beast, you can still make Christia and have Decode Talker negate those Forbidden Chalices, so your opponent still can't play. You only need 1 Firewall Dragon because you're not trying to go flashy with 3 Firewall and try to just disrupt your opponent, because you're not looking to disrupt your opponent because your opponent's not going to be able to play the game. I mean, all you're using it for is just to bridge you and to support you and get you the pieces you need to make your end board. And for all the non-links, you're playing Nat Beast, Emerald, and Seraphonite. Seraphonite for Brilliant Fusion, Emerald to Shine Balls in for 1 more combo, and your other win condition, Nat Beast. What's there not to like? Now for the side deck, it's very simple, but simple is good at times. And so we're going to get started with that. First, we're going to start with going first cards. Let's say you lose game 1. Chances are it's probably going to be against True Dracos. So 3 anti-spells are going to be in Imperial order for going first, because in case you don't have access to Nat Beast, you have more options to slow down the spell mechanic. So there's that. 3 Master Restricts, because True Draco is your toughest matchup again. True Drake. If you literally just open this, you're fine. Because more times than not, you're gonna have Decode Talker on the board. So if they start blowing up spells with either Diagram or Apocalypse and try to get this off the board, you can just Decode Talker, negate it, and it stays on the board, and they still can't play. And then chances are you still have Christia, so if it's the hybrid, they can't play either. Now for going second cards. For starters, we're going to play 2 Waterfront, because I don't like this in the main deck at all. I don't like Waterfront in main. It's not dumb, it's just, you don't know what you're playing. And this is just, these are dead if you're going first. Like, they'll give you counters and they'll search you a kaiju for next turn, but it's just like, what is it really doing in your hand turn 1? It's not a combo piece, it doesn't extend your plays. And so it's just like, unless I'm playing True Dracos, I really don't even need to play these. But alongside that, we're going to have a Dogran and a Thunder King, because I want 2 other cards that don't get use counters on my turn to disrupt my opponent. So basically, anything that's not the Mystery Dust Kaiju, aka the Butterfly, anything that's not the Butterfly, Gamma Seal, or Kumongus. I chose these 2 in particular because if I draw one, I want to search the other. So either or, I can use their effects and just devastate my opponent. If I wait, but then again, I'm more than likely going to give them this, because if I have one, I'm getting the other. So I'll just give them this and summon this, remove 3 counters, and literally just VFD your entire opponent's board. Because when you remove 3, your opponent can't activate cards or effects for the rest of the turn, period. Also, he can attack 3 times, too. So he's 33 with 3 attacks, and you're knowing good and well your opponent can't do shit. And so that's good, and or you can have this on your board and remove 3 counters and just destroy all monsters on the field. We're going to have 2 Slumbers because more Kaijus. Adds counters for Waterfront for each card that goes from the field to the graveyard, and it's a board wipe because if you're playing against 2 Dracos and they go first, they're going to summon Masterpiece on their turn and tribute a trap card to disrupt you on your turn while you're playing, and they're going to use the trap card to blow up a monster, so it's unaffected by traps and monster effects, but not spells. So you can play the spell and wipe your opponent. I play Jinzo. This is how you can transmodify your legacy. If you're playing against heavy amounts of traps, aka rogue, or if you're playing against pure true Dracos, and you're tired of all the dynamites, and you're tired of all the returns, let's say they do search Masterpiece, but they wait for you to make a certain move. They can sit there and screw themselves because you can transmodify and sack legacy. They're not going to really read the Jinzo because it really doesn't get played. And you summon Jinzo and you literally turned off all their back row and you're free to play. Same thing with like Zodiac. If you already kaiju'd over their Dryden and you need to shut down the trap cards, if you need to play, just transmodify Jinzo. Legacy will trigger because, you know, it doesn't matter how it left the field. As long as it was normal summon, you get 2. And last going second card, Mind Control. Because it's Mind Control. You just take your opponent's monster and you link with it. So, that is the entire deck, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. Again, I was very hesitant on making this profile because I didn't know just how much of an impact it would make on World Chalice players and even non-World Chalice players that can see this and potentially, you know, adapt to it, because I wanted the best chance for doing good at events as possible, and that means not displaying any information. But again, the more representation World Chalice has, the better. Again, True Draco is your hardest matchup. If you don't have a main deck out to True Dracos, don't play the deck. And so I'm also open to playing against people on Dueling Book if they want to play against my World Chalices or just play against me in general. I'm on there for quite a few times. Again, and I do apologize for not making videos in a while because I'm going through a tough time and I'm about to move to Denver, actually. I've been in Texas for like 13 years and I'm about to move to Denver, Colorado, and so that's just going to be weird. I wonder if there's going to be any like locals or whatnot there. It's going to be tough, but I'm going to end up moving, so I might not make videos for a little bit to get readjusted, you know, find a new job and all that other mess. So other than that, thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate the feedback I've gotten on my last video regarding the Unbreakable board. This is the exact same deck, unchanged. So thank you guys very much, and feel free to subscribe, I guess. I generally don't ask, because if you want to subscribe, you'll end up doing it anyway. If you like the videos I make, you'll subscribe, but, you know, I tend to want to do better. But thank you guys for watching, and you guys have a good day.